Hi everyone! Today I will talk about how to hack Firefox saved passwords. It is one of the first things I learned when becoming an ethical hacker. By the end of the talk today, you will learn how to do that too. A little bit about myself. I'm a fresh ethical hacker and pen test engineer. Before this, I was mostly doing troubleshooting on hardware and software on aircraft. I'm originally from Taiwan and currently living in Germany. So first, I will share with you how Firefox stores passwords and the tools I will be using to retrieve passwords today. I will show you how to do that, and we'll see what Mozilla says about their own password manager. At the end, I will share some better alternatives and my personal recommendations. When it comes to saving password, Mozilla has two very important files. The first one is logins.json. If you open it, you will see some data on there, but they are encrypted. And this comes to the second very important file called key4.db. And this file stores the key that is used to encrypt Firefox password that was stored in the logins.json file. These two files are stored under the Firefox profile folder. And on Linux and Windows, they are stored in the path that you see on the screen right now. The tools I will be using today is Windows 10 Pro, and I have a Kali Linux running on it through virtual machine. The tool we'll be using to do the decryption will be Firefox Decrypt. It has a dependency on Python 3.9. Our target today is Firefox 78.6. This is not the latest one, but the latest version is also vulnerable to this attack. Let's jump right in. First, we have to download Firefox Decrypt. We can just do that from its GitHub website that you see on the screen. I have already gone ahead and done that, and let's have a look at what's inside the folder. We see a Firefox Decrypt Python code, which is what we will use to do the actual decryption. Before we do that, let's have a look of our target, which is my Linux machine, and see what password I have stored there. Let's go to logins and passwords. We see that I have 4 accounts created and saved there. And to retrieve the password, we simply need to run the Firefox Decrypt script. It will automatically look for passwords stored on this computer. And there, we see 4 usernames and password in plain text on the screen. Let's verify that it's actually the passwords I have. We have facebook.com, and we see that its username is the same. And now we see that the password also match. We have successfully retrieved the password on my Kali Linux machine. A lot of time, the target machine is not the same as the machine we're using. In this case, we will have to download the files necessary to crack the password. And in this case, I have downloaded the Firefox profile folder entirely from my Windows machine, and let's have a look what's in there. We see a bunch of Firefox files, and most importantly, the logins.json file and the key4.db. In my experience, you do need to have the entire folder. There are some dependencies and other files needed by Firefox Decrypt. Since it's not at its default location, Firefox Decrypt will need to know where it is in order to run against it. So let's do the same and start with Firefox decrypt.py and then tell it the location of the folder. And there, we see two accounts under my Firefox profile and the password in plain text. We have successfully retrieved the password again. So what does Firefox Mozilla say about their own password manager? I visit their website and it says, perhaps the risk of someone accessing past websites with your logins is low. Your computer doesn't leave the house. It's connected to a secure network and the people who use it are trusted. In that case, you can just choose a different login for every website, save those logins in the password manager, and skip the primary password. So it does sound like Firefox have this tool there for convenience for people to use because it's nice to not have to type in password every time. But it does sound like they didn't really implement it with security in mind. There are some password managers out there that's compatible with Firefox, and they claim they have security in mind, and there is indeed not no exploit out there that one can easily find and use against it. You might have noticed I say it with great cautious because when it comes to picking password managers, it's kind of like picking locks or choosing locks. Some locks are weak and can be easily broken by just a cutter that you can get at a local hardware store. And there are other locks that are stronger and it will take much more effort to break. And the tools to break it is also not so readily available. If you're still using Firefox to store your password, my recommendation would be activate the primary password on your Firefox as soon as possible, and this will already strengthen the security. And then use one of the password managers that have better security and slowly move all your password to those managers and remove all the passwords on Firefox. So thank you for staying to the end of this talk. I hope you have gotten some value out of it. The credit of this talk really goes to the creator of Firefox Decrypt and the organizers, especially Selma and Sanyana, my mentor, Maria. It is truly a privilege to be here. If you're looking for a pen tester or want to be connected, please find me on my Twitter account at one of the good hackers or my email vlin001@gmail.com. Thank you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.